Hey y'all, welcome back to the Quimby Chronicles. This is your space for real conversations about womanhood, motherhood, and carrying a whole lot without losing yourself. I'm Tracy, a mom to adult kids, a school-age kid, a Gigi to two wonderful grandkids, a sister, a caregiver, a breadwinner, and a woman who's still learning how to choose herself without guilt. So if you're listening while folding laundry, sitting in the car, or just hiding in the bathroom for 5 minutes of peace, you're in the right place. Let's talk. Hey y'all, welcome back to the Quimby Chronicles. If you're listening to this right after a sports season's ended, I want to say this gently. That strange feeling you have right now is real. Not the relief, not the extra time, that other feeling. The one that you can't quite put a name to, because when that sports seasons end, it doesn't just end on the court. It ends in your body, it ends in your calendar, it ends in your nervous system. And I don't know that anybody really prepares you for that part. During the season, whether it be basketball, football, volleyball, baseball, during the season, your life has a pulse. You have practices, games, car rides, and certain days or weekends are spoken for. Your days are loud and long, your schedule is full, and your nervous system is constantly activated. And then one day, it stops. There's no practices to rush to, there are no game nights, no shared adrenaline, and that shift is so abrupt. Your body doesn't immediately understand when it's over. Even when your schedule opens up, your system is still braced. That's why the emotions hit later. So here's something important. You can feel relieved and sad at the same time. So reasons why we feel relieved once the season is over is because our schedule has eased up a lot, depending on the sport. We're relieved now that our body can rest. We're relieved that the evenings and weekends are now quieter. But on the other hand, we're also a little sad. We carry a little sadness. And we carry that sadness because something meaningful has ended, because this sport meant so much or means so much to your child. Another chapter has closed. So those are moments that you're not going to get back. Let's be clear though, those feelings don't cancel each other out, they coexist. And allowing both is emotional maturity. We think we're showing up for the sport, and we are to a certain extent. But what we're really showing up for, it's connection with our kid. It's consistency in our kid knowing that you're going to be sitting out in the bleachers and the stands or whatever. It's a shared experience. And we get to watch our kids grow up in real time. Sports season gives us structure to love. It creates moments that you can't otherwise schedule in. So when the season ends, it's not just the sport that you miss. It's the routines that you and your child have built together. It's the togetherness that you've strengthened throughout the season. So let's stay in one moment for a minute. The last game, not the highlights, not the outcome, the ending, that drive home, that quiet in the car. It's that finality that you didn't expect to feel so deeply. You might have thought, oh, that season's over. We'll just move on to the next thing. But something in you has paused because you realize that that version of your life just ended. And endings, they deserve acknowledgement. sports season often becomes a part of your identity because you be a basketball mom, a football mom, baseball mom. You become a familiar face in the stands. And it's part of a rhythm, part of a community. So when the season ends, that role pauses. And even temporarily, that can feel very unsettling because you don't have other identities, but because this one in particular, it mattered. We always talk about how kids feel once the season is over, but parents feel it too. We grieve the routine because we know that during season, okay, we got games at least 3 times a week. We know what time the game starts. We know what time the game ends, what time we're going to get home. You grieve the shared purpose of going to the game. You grieve the season that you survived with your child. And this grief isn't the dramatic kind. It's not the loud kind. It's quiet. And just like everything else, because it's quiet, it often goes unnamed. Some of you are listening and wondering why you feel off. Why are you emotional when things are technically easier now? Or why the quiet feels strange instead of peaceful? You're not crazy, you're transitioning. And transitions take energy. There's a particular silence that shows up after the last game. It's your last post game talk. There's no longer any rides home to decompress. There's no shared processing about what happened. And in that silence, there's feelings that come up, feelings of exhaustion, feelings of pride, feelings of sadness, sometimes even anxiety. And all of it is valid. Often quick to fill this empty space, ready to jump into the next season, move on to the next commitment, move on to the next thing. But emotional come downs, they need space. And closure doesn't come from rushing forward, it comes from pausing. What did this season teach you? Every season leaves something behind. Maybe it taught you patience, it could have taught you presence, it could have taught you how much showing up matters. And those kinds of lessons, they're not the kind that disappear when the season ends. They're ones you and your child take with you. So let's pause here. I'd like for you to ask yourself quietly, what am I feeling now that the season is over? Don't label it good or bad, just notice it. So if you're feeling a mix of things right now, you're not behind, you're transitioning. A sports season ending isn't just an ending, it's a shift of sorts. And shifts deserve gentleness because 9 times out of 10, this is the first time that you're in this role. This is the first time that you've been the mom of a senior basketball student athlete. So take a breath because those shifts deserve gentleness. Take a breath with me before you go and let it out. You showed up and that matters. Thank you for being here. And until next time, be gentle with the come down. Before you go, take a breath with me. Breathe in, breathe out. You're doing more than enough, even on the days it doesn't feel like it. If this episode felt like a mirror, share it with someone who might need it too. And I'll be right here next week. Same space, same grace.